It's all love out there. But I got a short disclaimer. This one is not for children. Although it should be for children. I mean, up to 10 years old and up. I think I would allow my children to listen to this content. This one is about sex. Most people in my communities that I have frequent don't know much about sex. I'm 47 years old. My name is Leon Meredith, and I reside in Cleveland, Ohio. And I have spent time in other cities and visited their sex environment. I think sex is very, very important because it's all everything everyone says about it. All those things incorporated. That's what makes it important. We heard it. Oh, it's a spiritual thing. Oh, it's an enhancement. Oh, it's this connection. Oh, it's just some pleasure. It's, it's all these things. And a lot of times we try to disassociate ourselves with different levels of understanding or what other people get out of sex, and we try to discredit it. But I think it's all these things are important to all of us once it boils down to it. What I want to ask is, what makes sex pleasurable for you? For me, what makes sex pleasurable is talking and building up to it with the lady. And it should be such a level of inner and outer beauty that attracts me. It's both that attracts me to want to please the lady on higher levels of pleasure. Like, I don't know how else to say it, would try to be as friendly as possible so that a youth may view this. I think that a lot of women I have met in my life feel as though that if a man ejaculates or has an orgasm, that he is satisfied. And I just would like to say, just from my point of view, that's far from the truth. Because I believe this is a reason that so many men go out and seek sexual pleasure from other women. I think that also, I think that most men are not able to practice other techniques because most men, we are not able to hold an erection long enough so that ladies are satisfied. So they are satisfied. So we kind of leave ladies in an area of unsatisfaction way too often. I noticed this when, the few women I had sex with in my life. I usually have sex with the same woman and that's it, and just have sex with this woman a lot. So I never was one to mix and match and keep, going around and having sex with ladies. I just tried to become a master of that lady and, upgrade my techniques to, help her achieve the highest levels of pleasure sexually and stimulate her mentally and just the whole nine. I think it's important to become a master of sex. That way, when you might not have sex often with your mate, but when you do, you're able to knock their socks off. Like, you're able to blow her skirt up. Like, this is I don't know, it's just very important to me. I think it should be important to everyone. I think we can take it too far sometimes, especially when it comes to ladies, because your vaginal area, your muscles, your whole everything can be worn out, and a man does not get the pleasure that he could be getting. He may go in there and he may ejaculate, but it's not pleasurable, like the full stroke of the the entering and exiting, the whole plunger situation. He is not feeling the pleasure, the sensation of the whole stroke in and out. Some ladies I have been with, I would only feel back by and I'm, I guess the size of a man's penis, the length and girth matters. And for me, I am well above average. And the average penis for like black males is around 5.5 to 5.7.5, like 5.75 inches. And I'm well above that. So I know, like, when I get with a lady and I don't feel much, I know that she is used to having, whatever, huge guys, or she just never takes an initiative to strengthen her vaginal walls. And I think that that's something that should be practiced by our ladies, whether they're sleeping around with multiple men or they're just waiting on their husband. I think that, our ladies, we could be practicing kinkles. We can be practicing like the whole thing about when you got to urinate really bad. And this works for men too. It helps you control your ejaculation. You have to urinate really bad. You will go and you urinate and cut it off and hold it and release it slowly. It's like exercising muscles when you go to the gym. And you would do this, cutting it off 8, 10, squeezing and cutting it off and slowly release it back. You will, along with certain stomach exercises, like when you really exercise effectively, you exercise especially your lower abdominals, you start to get a level of control over your genital area and the muscles that entail. But that's other descriptive language I have to do, in person and stuff. But these are the things that satisfy a person sexually, pleasure-wise, during the course of sex. I think that, like when I want to please a lady, sometimes a lady's, the size of a lady's, like it inhibits certain levels of pleasure, like where I want to go to. Like, I know that inside a lady's vagina, there are like multiple spots that are liking to the G spot. This is why that it's good to, switch positions and do stuff and work different angles and hit different spots on the walls and stuff to find out where that particular lady has these G-spot areas inside of her, and it will, and help get her to multiple orgasm like sensations. And once you learn the lady, it'd be great. You can, I have times where I sit and, I may have a cup of coffee, and after, like when I'm through and it's like a intermission, and I see the lady, she's still over there just shaking. She's really like she's in Antarctica, soaking wet, freezing, because she's still having orgasms one after another for multiple minutes. And I think that, men and women should try to learn their mate on a higher level of ecstasy when you do have sex. I'm not saying how often you should have it, because everyone, is kind of different, and sometimes it's better for people to wait a week in between sexual sessions, or maybe even 2 weeks. I think that you know, a lot of men, we forget about how important foreplay is for women, whether it's talking before we engage or different oral and touching and rubbing and just caressing. Me, I don't even know what's foreplay, because foreplay, it comes throughout all during the time. Like, it's part of the whole game. Straight up. It ain't just, oh, I can do this a little bit and then, all right, it's over with. I think that we should find our match. I think we should be real from the get-go, because some people, you know, get with a person where other things align, and you think that, you know, the person is satisfied. But a person like myself, I think we should be more real and speak about, hey, I know you're here for support and to speak life, and you know, but when it's time, like, I'm not fulfilled in these areas. So, and I may not be needing to be fulfilled in that type of way, but every so often. But you're not able. Like, we should be open with our mates, and so we could be open and truthful and not have any hidden agendas or secrets or sneaking around that must be done. I think that at this state in time, the Black community should learn to be more real. And I think that being open with our sexuality is one of the chief ways to make proper couples, to you know, learn the one person that you with, so we don't have to date multiple people, so that we could up our pleasure levels. So, man, my man ain't gotta go nowhere, because I'm learning him better and better. Like, he really don't have to, and now I enjoy getting him to such a level, and I understand that just getting him to ejaculate that's just a little piece of the, you know, of the mission. I really gotta, you know, add more components, and I wish I could teach this stuff, but I know it's kind of taboo in our in our society, especially in the Black community. We all, you know, our knowledge, our cups is full. Let's empty out a little water so we can fit some knowledge in that thing. Well, I don't know. I love you, and I really appreciate you showing up. I would say this one is from my heart. I mean, it is, because it really is. This is a subject that's taboo, and it shouldn't be taboo. Peace.